What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another team-led video. So today I wanted to make a combo video for the branded deck. So the thing is that in my last video I made the branded deck profile, and I think the deck is good. I mean it is a tiered deck. I think it's a tier 2 deck at max, because the thing is that I think this deck has plateaued. I think it's reached its ceiling, and one of my teammates had said that the only way that this deck would break through that ceiling is if we had like a branded fusion 2.0, that because our first branded fusion will always get ash, just like another way to do the same thing, I guess. So, and I think that is completely correct, because for as good as this deck is, that ash still hurts really badly. So yeah, in this video I just want to show you guys like a few combos with this deck, and the first one I'll be starting with is the branded opening combo. One, to also just to show you the resource management because of the discards that you have to do, because like this combo is like you have to discard 2 cards for this combo, or maybe even more. I can't remember. I'll see as I do the combo. But it also just like to show that like there is like a resource management component to this deck. So yeah, so this will be the first combo, and we just pretty much started with branded opening and your 4 cards in hand. They can be anything that isn't part of the combo piece, but yeah. So for now, we'll just start with this. So right now, so we activate branded opening, we discard the card. Oh, by the way, we do this in draw phase to avoid the draw, being hit by draw. Then we summon Aluba. Then Aluba's effect activates to add us a branded fusion. Standby main. In main phase, we activate branded fusion to send Albaz and Tragedy to summon the Albion. Chainlink 1 Albion, just gonna pay the cost, and then Chainlink 2 Tragedy. Tragedy will search you a Quem. And then Albion, Lubellion. Lubellion will fuse into a Mirage. I'm just putting all this in defense position because of Lightning Storm. But like you can put it whatever position you want. It just depends on what you want, right? Okay, then we have that. Then we will normal summon Quem, and then Quem's effect is that it's a foolish burial for any card that mentions Albaz or Albaz itself. In this case, the card we are sending to grave is the Cartesia. We'll go to end phase. We'll go to end phase now, because this has been 4 summons, because it was the Aluba, the Lubellion, Mirage, and Quem. So this has just been 4 summons, so we're still under the nib. We're still under the requirement for nib. So what we'll do is that we'll go into the end phase. We will activate Mirage, sending Albion for cost, and then banishing our own Aluba. To then banishing our own Aluba, and then because a card left the extra deck, which was the Albion, Quem will summon Cartesia. And then end phase again, Albion will trigger to set the branded in red. So this is your board. You did it in 4 summons in the main phase, so you're protected from nib. And then Quem can also summon another monster. As long as the monster leaves the extra deck, Quem can summon an Albaz typing card from the grave. So during your opponent's turn, because you've spent your Mirage in your opponent's main phase, basically, whenever they do an action, you can just set up, and if you think that you're going to be needing the banish of Mirage soon, you can just set it up immediately by activating Cartesia during your opponent's turn to fuse Mirage and Cartesia to summon Granguinor. And then because your monster left extra deck, Quem will trigger, so then you can summon back the Mirage. And then Grand Guignol will activate to dump the Adlib, which is why we set Branded in Red in the first place. So right now we do have the banish once again, and then if your opponent, you can, if your opponent does something again, you can just activate the MirageHobbies to dump the Albion for follow-up, and then after that, your last point of interaction is having the Branded in Red, which you will use Branded in Red. You'll add Adlib back to the hand. You'll banish 1, 2, and 3. These 3, you'll banish them to summon your Guardian Chimera. Guardian Chimera will pop 2 and draw 1. And then, that was the second point of interaction. And then the last point would be activating Grain to summon the Despian Lulu Walilith. So as a one-card combo, this is genuinely pretty strong because now you've had a couple of interruptions. You've been able to gain follow-up, because then here you could just search Branded Fusion, Branded Opening, depending on what your hand was, and you can just carry on from there because this deck is really resilient. So that is the first combo of this video, and then now we can move on to the next. Alright, and now for combo number 2. In this case, this is like the best case scenario because these are the best 2 cards you could draw together. So in this case, it is Branded Opening and Fusion Deployment. Now, a disclaimer, this does directly play right into the nib, which is why in the deck profile I said that people could play nib in their deck, because I do play Crossout and Cold Buy. So people could play nib in the deck as a Crossout target, because if you draw that, then you're completely fine. But yeah, so in that case, we can start with this combo, and we will start with, it depends what the hand trap is more meta, I guess, in your locals or your tournament, or in your region. In my case, I'm gonna play around draw because it's just the easiest, because people are maining draw now because of the amount of searching that the new decks are doing in the Cyberstorm Access format. So that's just the better one to go with. So I will first start with Branded Opening in the draw phase, and then that will summon Aluba. Oh, sorry, I will discard, summon Aluba, and then Aluba's effect will get me the Branded Fusion. It will give me the Branded Fusion, and then I will go into the standby phase, and I will then go into the main phase. In the main phase, I will activate Fusion Deployment to summon out the Cartesia. Now, if Imperm and Vela are more prevalent in your locals, you'll do this the other way around. You'll go straight into your main phase, first summon Blazing Cartesia, then summon Aluba off of opening, because in that way, if they try to Imperm or Vela you can just quick fusion into Grand Guignol if you want to. But yeah, so then activate that to summon Cartesia, then activate Branded Fusion to send the Albaz and the Lubellion to summon Albion, and then Albion's effect. Albion's effect will banish the Albaz. It'll banish the Albaz and the Aluba to summon Lubellion. Activate Lubellion effect. Pay cost to summon your MirageHobbies. Okay. And now, after that, what you can do is you can tribute your Albion to summon Lubellion, and then Lubellion's effect will activate Branded Lost. Now after this, because you have these cards on the field, you don't have to expend your MirageHobbies during your turn. You can just keep it, and then you just activate Blazing Cartesia. Cartesia will fuse the itself and Lubellion to summon Grand Guinot. And then here you'll have you activate Grand Guinot as Chainlink 1 and Lost as Chainlink 2. Lost will add you Quim because you have not normal summon this turn, but you can realistically add something else that you want. If you don't want this combo to go this route, you could add a Mercuria for the what do you call this, for the, yeah, like you can add a Mercuria for the Monster Negate if you want. That's completely fine. But yeah, in this case I'm just trying to show like how far the deck can go. So yeah, so then you can just add a Mercuria, and then off of the Finale Dragon you will dump the Adlib. This will make our branded red live. Basically, this will make our branded red live. And because I've discarded 2 cards. Okay. And then now, because of how much you've done, you're really playing into Nib, so might as well just go all the way, because Nib is it doesn't necessarily kill you. You will still get follow up after this. Like, it's fine. So then you will summon Cartesia, and then so with Cartesia you can dump Retribution, you can dump anything. In this case, because I already have Cartesia in the grave, I can use Quem as a way to get access to another form of interruption, which will be Albaz, because Quem can summon Albaz during the opponent's turn, but there's something else that you can do to get access to Albaz. But yeah, so then yeah, so basically, so like you summon Quem, dump Albaz, and then you can end your turn at that with activating Albion from the grave to set your branded in red. Okay. And now during your opponent's turn, is where it pretty much like gets really fun. This was the discard. This was our hand. So you'll activate your Mirajade. Your Mirajade will pretty much dump. You will dump the Rinbrim. And the reason you dump the Rinbrim is because Rinbrim can banish itself to summon the Albaz, and then you can use the Quem to summon. The Cartesia, which you will do right now because a card has left the field. Yeah, you will summon Quem, like you use Quem to summon Cartesia. Okay. And so pretty much at this point, you're just going off of how your opponent would like react, right? So in terms of interruptions, you can go, you could fuse Cartesia. Sorry, you could activate. So after you've expended the Mirajade, you could activate Cartesia to fuse these two into making Dracostapelia, because that is fine, because it is a fusion monster plus a dark monster. That is completely fine, because Grand Guinol is still alive in the grave. So off of Grand, you could summon. What do you call this? Despian, Lulu, Walilith, or Corylus. Doesn't matter. They're both fine. You could also summon the Incandescent Dragon if you want, because it'll be like a bit of a setup, because first you'll have to summon the Albaz. You first have to summon the Albaz, and you do that with the Rinbrim. So you can summon the Albaz and then activate Cartesia to fuse itself and the Albaz to summon the Sanctified Dragon. Sorry, Incandescent is the OCG name. Then there you have then there you can summon, like, there you have like another form of interruption where you can summon monsters to your opponent's side of the field, and then use the Albaz effect because you haven't used it yet. All you did was just summon it. And yeah, so this combo, it can go like into like a lot of different routes. It just depends on how your opponent is playing and where you want to interrupt your opponent, because you still have the branded in red, which will give you the Chimera, and the Mirajade again, because you sent Adlib to the grave. So yeah, this is a really, really good board to end on. And then during your opponent's turn, just interrupt as often as you can. Not as often as you can, but like you play it smartly, because you still want a lot of stuff. Because once you fuse, here you can search follow-up. In this case, If your opponent doesn't really have anything good on their field, you can just switch the Springen's Kit if you want, just to get the other Branded Fusion. Because you can always send this card back, or whatever you draw from Chimera, you could just send that back to the deck. So the deck, it's a really good board. This is the one of the best scenarios you could possibly end on, and this is just off of 2 cards, Opening and Fusion Deployment. So yeah, that is this combo. And then I think the other combo, there is like a 1-card Aluba combo, which is fine. I think that's like the worst case scenario, but yeah, but like there is like an Aluba combo where you just get Aluba to get into Branded Fusion, and then it's still the same plays. But I don't think that's really worth going over, because it's one of the combos that just follows through. Like as you go along, you can pretty much see the steps. So I don't think it's worth making a combo on that. But yeah, these 2 combos are the nicest combos you could possibly ask for in this deck. If you have 1 card, you want the Opening. If you have 2 cards, you want Opening and Deployment. So yeah, with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And if you have other suggestions on how differently I could have played these combos, let me know in the comments, because like I said in the previous video, this deck invites engagement because everyone has their own idea of how to play Despia. So yeah, let us hope that you guys can engage. Give me some of your ideas, what you would have done, how you'd have played it differently. But yeah, this is the best. This deck's combos are really fun, they're really intense, and they're really resilient. That's like the best part about this deck. Its resilience and its ability to gain follow-up. So yeah, and with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is Bulelas from Team Lid signing out. Peace.